Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to make a special video on calendar bars from the 80s. Now I'm not going to go over all the different types of calendar bar sizes because there are several. I'm going to go over the rectangular large calendar bars just from the 80s in this video. Calendar bars were also made by PAMP in other shapes. So the more standard 1 ounce size you'd see like a 1 ounce Fortuna bar, the very common size you'd see, the 1 ounce bars. They also had calendar bars in that size. Calendar bars were also made flat, really thin in 1 ounce rectangles. They were also made in squares. So there's a few different calendar bar sizes. I'm going to go over just the larger rectangular ones here. And again, just from the 80s in this video. So I don't have the complete collection by any means, and there are so many different calendar bars out there. But I have enough that I think it's would be interesting for you to see, and it's worthwhile to go over. Now, the earliest one I have is from 1983, and that's this one. And this calendar bar is not in English. You see, it's in Italian. Now, this is a special bar in a way because it's just so old. Here on the back, you can see it's a little different too because it has an engraving on it. Those letters CAMEVASPA. I'm not sure what that stands for and what that means, but it must have something to do with Italy because it's an Italian bar. And this is 100 grams. So this is the bar for 1983, which means it was probably made the year earlier, or at least a half year earlier. And here we have, this bar looks just like the one we just saw, but it's not. It's actually a different bar. And for me, this one's special because it's a different weight. Instead of being 100 grams, which most of the bars are, there are also 50-gram bars in this size, which is thinner. Now this one's thicker. So this is actually 250 grams. It's the largest calendar bar in weight that I'm aware of. So here's the back, and you can see 250G. It's definitely a hefty bar. And next up, we have 1984. It has some words on the top. It's giving it a little extra decoration. Now, this one is in the original mint seal. The earlier two were not. Those are actually small currency sleeves. Small currency sleeves actually work really well to protect these bars so they don't get scratched up any further. And so here is 1985. In the corners are this decorative pattern, and you'll see the next few bars, they often do have some decoration on the top to go with it. This is actually in one of those currency sleeves I just mentioned. That is not the mint seal. So this is 100 grams. And calendar bars were made with different designs on the front and on the back. Often company logos would be on the back if there were specially made ones. And different decorative patterns were used on the front. I've seen a different version of 1986, but this one has this pattern on the top. That is the original mint seal. That is a little damaged on the top. It's got a little cut. Perhaps it was accidentally opened up, but that is a little damage to the top of the mint seal. This one, 1987, it's got this wreath or some leaves, little palm with it. Nice decoration for 1987. And this example is in the original mint seal. Now, all these bars have pretty much the same back that you're seeing, but in future videos, you'll see the other bars I have that are calendar bars do have slight variations and differences. So they're not always the same on the back. Just giving you that warning. And here we have 1988. We're finishing up the decade. And this side is very similar to all the other ones we've seen so far. And the final one for the 80s is 1989. So we saw what the 80s showed, what was made, at least some samples of them. There are many, many different calendar bars like this. And some have company logos on the back. They could be different languages, and they could have different patterns on the top. So this one has some toning on it, but it's the same style as you've seen in the earlier ones. Thanks for joining me today. Take care.